Hello and welcome to the New Indian Express Online. I'm Bansi Kadapa. With me is a very well-known activist, someone who's a social policy researcher and a rights activist. We have with us Miss Cynthia Stephen. You studied at the Indian Institute of Mass Communication way back in the 80s, and you have made a huge impact in the area, in these areas. Now, first of all, we've heard that a representative democracy needs to have all genders. So here in this, the women representation, they say, according to statistics, the numbers wise, is low. And you say it's abysmally low. So would you like to comment on that?
Most certainly. I think the Indian state has shown good interest, a good will in permitting diversity and giving total equality to participation of all citizens. But what do
Regardless of gender.
regardless of gender, and there is in fact reservation for marginalized sections. But what do we see on the ground? Out of a population of 48% who are women, how many women make it to parliament? What percentage? According to the figures, in the 17th Lok Sabha, the last one, we had 14%. This time it's
overall 14%.
Overall, this time it's
while it
gone
should technically be 50%.
50 or at least 48%.
At least 48%.
But and then in the present Lok Sabha, the 18th, there's only 13% women.
Okay.
There were 78.
So you have a 1% drop.
In fact, a 1% drop. And this is something that is of great concern. There has been this debate or this discussion and this commitment, in fact.
Which, according to what you're saying, all parties are responsible. It's not only party X or Y. All of them are responsible.
And all of them claim to be in favor of reservations. And they have passed.
Is it just lip service?
Totally lip service. There's no question. There doesn't seem to be any sincerity in encouraging the quality participation of women. On part of most parties, there are some notable exceptions. One is the Trinamool Congress, and the other has been the BJD of Orissa, the Bharatiya Janata Dal. They have done some amount of rationalizing the participation of women through giving tickets to women in larger numbers than is the case in other parties.
Okay. Do you think women's issues are real election issues?
Well, I want to ask, what election issue is not concerning women? Is the economy not of concern to women? Is the issue of price rise not of concern to women? Unemployment, doesn't it concern women? In fact, these are more women's issues than than in the general sense. But the most important issue, I would say, of women is of the security of women, the physical security of women. Has that been ever seen as a women's issue in any election? Particularly in this last one, where we had, in our state, we had a huge scandal breaking out of, sexual violence.
Particular elected member
being involved in a long drawn out process of systematically sexually abusing women. Misusing his position. And that did not figure in any large way in the debates, and still doesn't.
So all the parties helped in hushing it up. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know about all the parties. Definitely the media has done less than it could. And definitely, yes, there has been a conspiracy of silence, not only on the part of the parties, even the victims' families, the women's families have also tried to discourage the women from seeking justice, even if they are seeking justice.
But the key question that political parties raise is that they say we have no issues giving tickets to women. But what if all the women we give tickets to end up losing? So there is this huge question of winnability.
This is the biggest myth that has been propagated about women and their participation. I have here a statistic. In this last general election, we had 8,360 candidates, out of which only 10% were women. How many women won out of the 10%, that is 836 candidates. We had 74 candidates winning. That points to 9% of women candidates fielded winning their seats. If you calculate the similar percentage for men,
For gender-wise, men.
yes, it comes to 6.24.
Yeah. Okay. So sheer
Clearly-
percentage-wise,
Yeah, clearly
more.
women who are in the fray they have a better chance of winning. This is one. The second point is that the Trinamool Congress fielded 42 seats, out of which they 42 candidates for the elections, out of which there were 12 women, out of whom 11 won. So there's
the
no
strike rate for the women is much
very,
better
very
in
higher.
West Bengal. Okay.
So this is nothing but a myth to deny women the opportunity to participate in the electoral politics, and we protest. And we call upon every political party to take the quality candidature of women more seriously. We don't want pretty faces alone in party. We have plenty of women who are professionals.
Women
in their
of
field.
substance.
We have lots of women of substance who are natural leaders in all spheres. Why is it that women of of character, strength of character, and professional qualifications missing in parliament?
Absolutely.
Not enough of them. I think our country could do a lot more with a lot more quality women in leadership. This is a
Because
part of our
in our system, women complain that when it comes to sexual offences, women have more to lose while seeking justice than with silence.
Whose fault is that? That may be the case, but is that how it should be? We need to challenge this.
Okay.
That access to justice. This has been one of the large themes that I worked on over the years. Access to justice for women is very, very poor given our present judicial system.
So women's dignity while seeking justice shouldn't be lowered.
Not at all.
And so how do you think, coming to your next question, how do you think political parties view women and their participation in politics?
Yes. So, as I said in the beginning, the Constitution of India has given total equality, and there's to be no discrimination on the basis of any, age, sex, gender, region, language, whatever. But in effect, what has happened is that systematically over the years, we've had an erosion in the value systems of the kind of people coming into politics. It has become more and more a place for not for people who have service motive, but people who have ulterior motives, who are known to have criminal antecedents. As you know that when they collect the statistical data about each candidate, they're supposed to file affidavits. We have candidates who have been who have been convicted or who are under investigation for very, very heinous crimes, including rapes of women, murders, and stuff like that. So and still they are elected, or at least political parties give them tickets, and many of them do make it into parliament as well. So there has been a general erosion in the quality of candidates, and that on the one hand. On the other hand, also in terms of economic stature, it has the money, that power that comes into play during elections make it harder and harder for the poorer, economically weaker sections to get tickets, or even for women to get tickets, because one of the big things is about the access to finances for financing the election expenses. And so therefore we have the situation where there are women coming into politics, but they're coming in not because of their own talent or because of their own natural leadership skills or qualities, but because
of the families they belong to.
Yes, because they belong to political families.
Powerful families.
So they say that old debate of Beti Biwi brigade, which was brought up during the early debates on reservation, has proven to be true. So we are really, so this is no way to run a representative democracy. And we really are very, very unhappy. At the grassroots level, we have 50% reservations. and
That's at the Gram Panchayat
at the
level.
Gram Panchayat up to Zilla Panchayat level. And we find, over the years, we find that more and more quality women leadership has surfaced. But they hit a glass ceiling because after that, when you come to assemblies and parliament, there is no reservation for women. And these factors play a very big role in fact, denying the constitutional right of women to be represented in the highest corridors of power.
Okay, thank you. There it is, Ms. Cynthia Stephen, a social policy researcher and rights activist, saying we need to improve the women's representation in the democratic process. Thank you for watching.